I'm trying to do see if I can do a 30-day challenge for me to take a risk every day, whatever I've defined it for myself for that day. So today is August 20th, 2018, and maybe somebody will see this video when I'm dead, and they'll watch it, and they'll be like, oh, that's Mary Lane. Oops, Lena. Oops. I don't even think I've said my name in this before. Anyways, whatever. This is what it's like. I was thinking today, this is what it's like to live with a mental illness, I will say. If you're watching it from the outside, it's like you're watching a TV program. And before I had been in myself, this is what it was like. I would see people in major distress and know that it was serious and severe, and but it was like watching it as if it was on TV, really. And you were just sitting there kind of like perplexed watching it and kind of trying to help or do this or do that. But like as if it was on a screen, and it's just something you're watching. It's like something coming at you, and not that it's not affecting. I guess I should speak for myself. Not that it was not affecting me, but definitely kind of like when the movie's over, when the show's over, like maybe you'll cry for a minute, but then you go on with your life, and it's like nothing, right? It's like it doesn't. It's because it's not you. It's not you. And now that I am in it, it is so, I would never have been able to predict or even fathom what it's actually like. And it's like as if you're drowning and you're underwater and things are coming at you and they're just coming, and there's no time to reflect, or you're just in a space of constantly trying to survive, just trying to survive. And when you're really in it, when you're really, really in it. And then you will have points where it's like things do calm down. It's true. Like, even though you're always in it, you always have these, like, I mean, I like the language of triggers because that's how it feels to me. It's like you can be fine, and then somebody could say one sentence and it will just set you off, and you are, without knowing it, you are in the past of what happened that set it off. And you are like, even though logically like you're in this moment, when your triggers are set off, you are like 100% emotionally back where you were. It's the same fight, it's the same struggle, and you're trying to redo it this time with you coming out on top. Which honestly makes you more aggressive and more angry and more upset most of the time. And but it's like, yeah, it feels like when you're underwater and like maybe you see a shark coming towards you and you're disoriented, and like maybe the boat's flipping above you, and like that is what traumatic moments feel like. That is what they feel like. There's just not enough time to reflect and like catch your breath and understand what's happening. Like, no, it's not. You're in a tornado and you're not trying to figure out how to get out of the tornado. You're just waiting for it to end. You're just waiting for it to end. You can't seem all these things you're trying to do. Just like as if you were underwater, you're trying to do all these things and you're just grabbing at straws. And then I would say as the years go on, like they have for me, I can be totally in that whirlwind. Something set me off and I can be so angry and so upset. And like, I am not somebody who feels it's like, I just learned it's not okay to express certain feelings very liberally, and so I push a lot of that shit down. Like, it's not okay to get angry because somebody shushed me, or it's not okay to get angry because somebody had their tone of voice got louder with me, even though it sends me into a complete fucking tailspin. I can really push that stuff down. And then, but it bothered me for like a week where it's like really bothering me. It could be from like one sentence or 1 5-second interaction. Swear to God. And then, this is another strange thing that I have learned. I can go to work and like, I can be totally, like, when your mental health is, when you are spending so much time trying to survive and understand and survive and understand, you're not paying attention to like that person's name or like the room number or whatever. So I think anxiety, for me anyways, goes along with a lot of forgetfulness, a lot of poor memory, I've noticed. And I had poor memory before my stuff happened, so it's like even worse. But yeah, and then I can get to a work environment where it's like I show up there and it's as if I'm on a drug, because the mental health stuff is so all encompassing. Like it's not just your mind. It like physically affects your body. You're tired because you got so much shit going on upstairs and you're exhausted. And I physically I've gone in many times to work. Like, and work is my example because it's a moment where things shift. If it's not too bad for me, that shift can happen. And it can be as if I'm on, like, sedated and medicated. I can come into work like this, saying, like, people say hello to me, and I'll be like, I'll give, like, one-word responses. And then it's like, okay, at work you have to do these things. You have to do these things. People come to you and ask you questions. So it's like, okay, you're answering the questions, but you still feel a little foggy, and you're doing this because you've done it, like, 100 times before. And you're a little slow, but you know how to do it. And like slowly, inch by inch, you like start interacting with people more, and then you kind of start joking again, and it's like, and you can almost go into this period of like denial, like, oh, I don't have a big problem, like I don't have a big mental health problem, right? I'm here joking and laughing, and like people at work really have no idea. And I think work is special because it's so structured that you really can have kind of a safety zone there, or any place where you spend a significant amount of time and you really have well-defined roles and spend a lot of time. And for me too, like you're in a role, in a position of authority, and there definitely is a level of like when you see other people super distressed, and you like, okay, you put your own problems to the back, and that does result in like a lessening of your symptoms when it's not too bad, because when I'm bad, it seems to fucking not matter. But and it can be like a good distraction, and then by the end of the shift, you can be not even by the end of the shift, by a couple hours into the shift, you can be like relatively low symptoms. Like, all that crap is still there. It's still there. I still can't do X, Y, and Z because I have severe issues around X, Y, and Z. Like, for example, dating for me. I know that that's still there. But, like, in that moment when I'm kind of relaxed at work and, like, have friendly interactions and stuff, it's kind of easier to go into that, like, denial space where you can go into the, like, positive thinking bandwagon and this and all this and all that. I don't know. I am definitely a little bit more of a negative personality. Maybe that's why I'm where I'm at. I don't know. But I also see, like, I don't know. I don't believe in positive thinking just curing, like, severe mental health issues. I really don't. I think that those issues come out of really traumatic moments for people that have not been processed. And little positive thinking ain't gonna do dick all. Anyways, that is really what I wanted to express. Like, kind of, and I don't know if I did, but to the best of my abilities right now, like, what it's like living with, I hate saying mental illness, but I would rather say mental health issues. And maybe, like, I don't know, PTSD in particular, but, for the longest time I never used the terminology PTSD. I would have just said anxiety or depression, because that's what I knew. I think, personally, I think everybody with anxiety and depression is coming from traumatic events, whether they are aware of them or not. It's my personal opinion that, like, anxiety disorders and depression, they don't come out of nowhere. And no baby is born anxious and depressed. Ever. Things happen. And we are born into families with certain strengths and certain weaknesses. And that does affect your ability to cope. That's just reality. I'm a realist, I like to think. Anyway, that's it.